The warriors are still fighting because there's only three of them. So let's get in some attacks from them. However, being confronted with the ghost is a little bit different. The one that the ghost attacked is going to be attacking the ghost rather than you guys. The one who just lost his sword is basically going to suddenly realize that he's looking at his own sword like practically up his nose. And so he's going to try to move back so that he can get some distance with Ebolas or something like that. So he's going to be backing off. The one who's attacking the ghost is going to be slashing away like a crazy man. And then only one is left to be fighting. And I'm going to have to roll to see which of the two of you he goes after. 1 through 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 through 3 for Farah. 2. Okay, so this might be where you go down. Who knows? So with a hit and a 90. These guys are the worst rollers. Okay,
Oh
so
my god.
but in this case, it's still going to hurt. You know that this is the D8 plus 3, so it could go any number of ways here. And he rolls a 2, so 5 points.
Okay. I'm really low in.
Right. Okay, so this one last guy who's still hacking away at Fareth, right, is doing some serious damage to him. So that was them on their 4, and then the next person to go 8, 6, Chuchult, is Ithasha and Chuchult, and at Minhad, actually. May interest you to know that at this moment, Chuchult says that she's assessed the situation and realized that if this ghost is going to go after them, and their shaman just went down, she calls the warriors back, and she says, to me, to us. So stand with us. So she just ordered them off of you two. So that's what she just did. Ithasha, what are you doing in the same moment?
I think I need the intelligence roll because I heard Farid say that he wants to help Ithala.
Oh,
I
I
have
see.
to figure out whom I'm going after or if I'm going to try to vanish here.
Well, you can do whatever you decide the character wants. You can put it together, I think.
Because I'm trying to figure out if she still has enough of her own senses left, though she's pretty hurt, that she realizes that he probably isn't serious.
Oh, I see. Okay, let's go ahead and say
That's why.
that I don't think you need a roll for that. I think you can figure that out or come to that conclusion because we can't actually know what Lorenzo means yet, but you can come to that conclusion for sure. Okay, so good enough. So what do you want to do?
I'm still going to change, so that takes me around.
Oh, you're changing, right? Okay, sorry. Okay, so she starts shifting into a snake, and so your staff and your clothes fall, and Had at the same time, looks behind him, looks at you, sees the guy hacking at you, and is going to do a blindside on that guy. Oh, nice. Rolls a 3 on the attack. So, so he actually finally gets in his hit, which is no small amount, for 12 points of damage on that particular guy. Right. So basically what he does is he basically, the guy that he just took the sword away from is backed away. He just turns on his heel, the guy who's just cut into you, and does this saber slash that sends the guy spinning, and blindsided. It took the guy completely by surprise. So that's and he says to you, can he assesses you. You look like you've been hurt, slashed a few times, and he says,
Yeah.
"Can you walk?"
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Not. too well, but
Mhm.
I'm picturing myself, like with a limp arm.
Right.
It's
Right.
I'm really low. I have 1/6 of my points. So,
Right.
but yeah, I'm
Okay.
standing.
So now now basically you guys are free to go if you want. I mean, Athasha, are you going to be leaving in snake form? Is that your plan?
I'm not completely sure.
Okay. Had
I'm I'm
basically.
I'm a little
Right.
bit confused, so I may still try to stop Hut and
Okay.
Farid from leaving.
Oh, really? Okay. So,
Yeah, because I don't really get it.
right. So anyway, Had starts helping you, away from whatever is going to happen back there near the waterfall, and we don't know if just how much Ithala is going to rip into them until they're dead. We don't know. And uh, the so Had basically supports Farith. The two of you are still kind of
I
holding the
just take a
sand.
brief
He
look.
has to drop
Yeah.
the sword. The sword is too much. He's got you. He's got the sand. He's you guys are stumbling along basically, and
Mhm.
he's supporting you forward, and he's saying uh, the what about the he's saying uh, he's not really saying anything now that I think about it. He doesn't know enough of what's going on. But then you see in front of you Ithasha the snake and
Okay.
her staff just
So,
lying there.
well, I was carrying. I guess I had devised some way to carry the bags, like like a rope to
Yeah,
bring them over a
yeah.
shoulder or stuff like that. I tell him that I'm going to. Uh, it, you said the bags were open. We fix that. It's not like we're going to go around
Not
with a
too
small
easy,
trail
right?
of
Not
sand.
well, a little bit. I mean, you're going to have to do some work to try and get these things in some way that you're not going to spill all the sand everywhere. So it's a little bit
Okay,
desperate at the moment.
I guess that where Itasha's stuff is, her bag is also there.
Ah, yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to take my bag and go to the stuff and crouch to put the sands in the bag.
I see.
And
Nathasha, he's touching your
and
stuff.
and I will very in a very low voice in Duster, I will say, since the snake is close, I will say, trust me,
Okay.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I pick up the stuff and the
Right.
bag,
Okay.
and then I
So right, Hod
limp
helps you.
toward
He
bed.
takes one of them, and is says to you, we have to go now. We need to leave.
Yeah.
So, Ithasha, what do you do?
My idea is that I was taking a pretty offensive stance, like halfway up and
Well, I
hissing
see.
at them.
Okay.
But I hear Farid, and I can still I assume I can understand him if he
Yeah.
talks Duster to me
Yeah.
still.
hmm
Uh, so I'm basically going down and vanish, so
Okay.
he doesn't see me. And
Right.
my intention is to follow them.
I see. Okay.
I assume
Um.
a snake under the earth will feel the
Oh, I
vibrations
think
when
I
they
think
leave.
you'll be okay with that.
So I'm
What
going to
about your
follow them
staff? Just
without them
out
seeing
of
me.
curiosity, what about your staff? Farith, are you taking the staff as well?
Yes, I'm taking everything,
Okay.
all of
Okay.
our stuff,
Got it.
and I'm
Okay.
going to
Right.
use it
Ah,
to
good
walk
point.
around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
Hod won't even notice that you're fetching her
Yeah.
stuff for her.
Precisely.
Right. I
Yes.
see.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Good. I get that. Okay. So that's where you guys are at. You were able to get away, and the sounds of horrifying violence are occurring back there, whatever they
I
may
didn't
be.
expect it,
Yeah,
honestly, but
whatever they
yes, we
may
made
be.
it.
And then, but let's cut over to far away across the rocks, underneath the peaceful moon, where two dusters are hanging out on a rock together, and sort of enjoying the silence for the moment. Um,
Yeah, I think once we're away from all the commotion. I was trying to imagine how jesters would express deep grief and loss and frustration. And I think that Beth Selk is just like, she's gritting her teeth so hard that she can hear them moving against you. You know, like
yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
So
and she,
right.
like tears streaming down her face. But she's just she's
okay. No, that makes a lot of sense. What Avmek will do, which I think is kind of an interesting thing from a human standpoint. He will sit so that his back is against yours, and he's going to keep his head up. He will very significantly lay his bow directly to hand with arrows right there, and with his hand on it, and he's scanning all around. What he's doing is saying, you don't have to worry that something will come upon you.
Okay, yeah.
You may give yourself up to this because I am watching.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's the...
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think if she would like wail and scream and shriek.
Probably not. Like, that's kind of an attracting predator sort of thing to do.
Yeah, right? That's what I was like. Yeah, so instead of wailing and screaming and shrieking and letting it out, that's why she's got this like her teeth are clenching to the point where...
I get it. That's actually perfectly... I think that is actually letting it out. That's the way you would do it. Yeah. So, that actually works for me. And he'll stay with you as long as you need, effectively, for this purpose.
I think that... Okay, so I'm picturing with the scarification that she has, she's pulling up her shirt, and she's like etching a deep line, crossing... Like there's this beautiful symmetrical pattern,
and she's scarring it.
And then she's and splashing to the side. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's horrifying and everything. Got it. Okay, I'm going to draw a veil over it. Just how this intensity of sensation turns into later events during the night is nobody's business except for Avmek and Vefselk.
Right.
So that is where we're going to finish. Is that okay for tonight?
Yeah, perfect.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. It was rather intense.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
I'm sorry about the late. I'm sorry about the late hour, guys.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Welcome back, everybody. We'll continue until it's done, but I am definitely pulling all the different backstory events into their moments of response. So that's kind of where we're at. In case you're interested, I actually do know what kind of difficulties Vefselk and Avmek may have in regard to all these things. It just would have been, in my opinion, unsatisfying for coincidentally Sisvel's scouts then decide to close with you at that moment. That's
bad cinema.
Yeah, exactly. That's just ass. And so I said, we're just going to let the time go and let the characters breathe and respond. And when you're cruising out there, that's much more likely as the reasonable time when you need to worry about those scouts.
So, awesome. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
Enjoy the peace.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, good night.
Take care.